everyone, I'm teacher EJ. Welcome to day 4 of Daily Check-in. Today we are going to learn fraction problem and I'm going to show you a past year question from Amos 2011. Let's see. So there are only math, science and English books in the library. The number of math books is 3/7 of the total number of books. The number of science books is 3/4 of the number of English books. Given that the number of English books is less than the number of math books by 50, what is the total number of books in the library? So this question involves fraction. What's the easiest way to visualize or to summarize our information? Yes, we can draw a model. So we know that math book is 3/7 of the total number of books. This means that total unit is 7 and math book have 3 units. So we can draw a model with 7 units and the math book will be 3 units. Then the science book is 3/4 of the number of English book. So how many units is there for English book? 4 units. How about science book? Yes, it's 3 units. So now, based on these 3 models that we just draw, can we get any information from it? No, we cannot. Maybe you can try to see if you can combine it into only one model. So the remaining 4 units here on the first model, what does it represent, guys? It is the sum of English and science book. But English book have 4 units and science book have 3 units, which is a total of 7 units. How do we distribute them into the 4 units? No worry, let's observe together, okay? So the remaining 4 units here is a multiple of which number? It is the multiple of 4. How about the 7 unit for English and the science book? It represents the multiple of which number? It is 7. So since one of it is the multiple of 4 and another one is the multiple of 7, which can we find that is both multiple of 4 and 7? We can find the common multiple. But there is a lot of common multiple for 4 and 7. Which one should we find? We can find the least common multiple. So now let's look at the multiple of 7 and we will use the try and error method. So we have 7 times 1 which is 7. So this is clearly not a multiple of 4. Then we have 7 times 2 which is 14. This is also not a multiple of 4. Next we have 7 times 3 which is 21. Is this a multiple of 4, guys? So the answer is no. Then we have 7 times 4 which is 28. How about 28? Is this a multiple of 4? Yes, this is clearly a multiple of 4 since we use 7 times 4 to get 28. Okay, now we found that the least common multiple. We will need to separate 1 unit into how many units? 7 units. Okay, so 1 unit I separate into 7 units. And for the other 3 units, I will also separate them into 7 units just like this. 1, 2, and 3. Alright, now let's try to put English book and science book into the model. So we just say that English book and the science book have a total of 7 units. We'll need to separate each unit into how many units here? 4 units. Since English book has 4 units, so how do we find that it has how many units in the model? We'll use 4 times 4 which is 16. Okay, so now English book is 16 units. Now for science book, we'll use 3 times 4 which is 12. Okay, so let me also add the science book into the model. Alright, now let me also separate each of the units for math book into 7 units. Alright, I'll remove everything other than our question and model so we have enough space for our working step. So now, let me mark the unit for each of our book so that we can see it easily, okay? So, math book we have 21 units, English book we have 16 units, and science book we have 12 units. Alright, now, we have done drawing the model. Let's continue with our question. Given that the number of English book is less than the math book by 50, what is the total number of books in the library? So guys, how do we find the total number of books? Based on the model, we can just use the total unit multiplied with the value of 1 unit. But how do we find the total unit? So we can just sum out all the units and we'll get 49 units. Alright, how about 1 unit? How do we find it? So from the question, we know that English book is less than the number of math book by 50. So what does this 50 represent, guys? It is a difference between English and math book. So from a model, how do we find the difference? So we can find the difference in unit. So we can use 21 minus 16 and the answer is 5 unit. So what does this 5 unit represent, guys? Yes, it is 50. So now how do we find what is 1 unit? We can just use 50 divided by 5, which is 10. So now we know what is 1 unit. How do you find the total? We just use 49 times 10, which is 490. Okay, now let's summarize what we have learned in this question. So we call this kind of question a fraction problem. So what is a very important first step that you have to do in this kind of question? We draw a model. So in this question, what is the most important thing to do when we are drawing the model? You need to unify the unit because the total for our fraction is different. So we need to unify the unit so that we can combine our model together. So after that, we can compare the model and we'll find 1 unit. Then we can find the value and the corresponding unit. Okay? So now you can try to do this practice question by applying what you have learned in this video. Okay? Now remember to scan this QR code to join our study group and to submit your daily check-in. I hope you enjoyed this video and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. See you in the next video. Bye bye.